Hi everyone. This is another session for me and Brian to continue our work together on building a Blazor component that supports infinite scrolling with an agnostic capability that allows you to attach it to any data source you need. Ideally, when we first started this project, we were basically talking about integrating this with OData, and then we took this to the next level and said, just give me an iQueryable, whatever this is attached to, let's take it to the next level and have it integrate with whatever data source is out there. And as usual, I'm joining with my dear friend, Brian in here to kind of continue that journey. And I think last time, it's good to see you again, Brian. And
Hey everyone.
hey, and then I'm gonna share my screen here. I'm gonna show you guys where we were last time, and hopefully we can take this to the next level. So last time we basically, finalized the work on this load first page functionality. So basically we went here and said, you want to capture the first page, you want to go in there and say, pass in start at, pass in page size, and continue going on from there. And I think the last time, Brian, you and I talked, I proposed an idea, right? And the idea was that, we want to make sure that the service itself or whatever instance that service is providing is giving us the capability to actually get current page and get current page size, right? Last time I was talking about this, being represented as a property, and then I thought about this for a little bit. I said, why don't we just make it a function instead? So the function will say get current page size or get current position or index or offset. This way, we're basically controlling it in terms of functionality. We're not, putting properties and methods and all that kind of stuff. I try to keep the properties on the model side, and I try to keep the functionality on the service side. So this way, you have two different places where the modeling is happening in one place and the simulation is happening in one place. What do you think about that idea? Should we implement
Yeah,
two? Go ahead.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. That and
Mhm.
yeah, there's a few little functions. Like another function would be to get the total count.
Yes.
Um, yes, so,
So let me ask you this, would it be better? Let's talk about the interface a little bit. I'm thinking something like, there's two options here. I can go up in here and say get a current page size like
mhm.
this, and it'll just give me the page size. Or I can go and say get current position, which will basically return a tuple of two UNs. So one of them will be the page size, sorry, the one of them will be the offset, the position, and the other will be the page size. Which one do you think is better? I feel like if we separate them, it would make more. I think we could just implement all three of them. Like we could have one
uh,
that says, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just thinking about the new range struct. Wonder if we could use
Oh,
that
the
with it.
range struct. So how does that look like? I don't know. Now you're gonna have to teach me that one.
No, no,
So
I was only looking at this last night, but it supports exactly what we need here. Basically, a start position and a skip. A skip and a take. So,
oh really? And is it just
yeah.
called range, just like this?
I'm not sure exactly. I haven't done a lot with it. I was just honestly reading up on it. It's a struct, yes.
Oh, okay. So let me see what's inside the range in here. Oh, nice. Does it have I wonder if well, it has all. It has end and start. Dummy primitive. What's that? And then we need to but it doesn't have a size in it. Would that be the length?
The
This
size
is
would be
go ahead.
yeah, wouldn't that be the difference between the start and the end? Like it's derivable.
Mm. Well, both of them has the same type, which is also a struct that's index. And index has value and it has a
This is
start.
only this is only new. You and I are learning as we're looking at this. So.
Yeah, I know, I know. No, 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 I know, I know. I'm just trying to kind of learn about it as we go. So this range guy has a range in and of itself, but the index itself has an index in and of itself, and it has a value. There's no guarantee this value is going to be minus, and it has a start. Huh. I might need to research it a little bit more to
Mm.
understand it. What do you think about,
Mhm.
us kind of like just
We'll go ahead with what the
yeah,
with the
starting
tuple.
with
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, what do you think about that? So
That's fine.
so
Yeah.
so here's an idea that I have. Should we do like three different functions? Like we could have one that says get page size
Hmm.
like this, and then we could have implement for other functionality that basically will give us, but that what that basically means is that we're going to need some private class members, and that's okay. We can build private class members for that. So let me just go ahead and create a new branch here. I'm going to create a new branch real quick. So this is users, Hassan Habib, and then this is foundations, and then I want to say virtualizations, and then get page size. So this will basically just give me a function that gives me the page size outside of the box. This guy goes right in here. I'm going to create a private class member in here. Private, read only, uint, current page size, like this. And this guy is a uint, like that. And this guy is, of course, at its default value, and it's not nullable, so that's okay. Go ahead.
Read only. Should it be read only?
Oh, it won't be, yeah, it shouldn't be a read only because we're
Uh,
gonna be modifying that thing all the time, right? I agree. I agree. Okay, all right, cool. We're gonna even use some of these functions to test that when you go and say load first page, it actually updates these records. But for now, we're just gonna make sure that like we're literally using this particular function in here to basically verify the current page size that we're working with. So that would be great. So here's what I can do. I'm gonna take our test a little bit further in here, and I'm gonna go and say, so this is all of that. This is actual IQ variable, and then I'm gonna go up in here and say uint actual page size equals, and this dot service. Here you go. Dot get page size like
mhm.
this, and then I can go down here and say actual page size should be, and then the expected page size. So that means this input page size, I'm going to have a new one in here for the language, expected page size, and that would be the input page size that I passed in, input page size like this. And I can go down here and say actual page size should be the equivalent of expected page size, just like this. So let's see if I can go here and make this kind of fail for all the good reasons in the world.
Mhm.
Here we go. Man, this thing is the beautiful thing about all the whole thing is that it's just evolving. Just you never know what's gonna look like, You just keep going and seeing what things are going to go. Okay, so this guy's saying get not implemented exception because this function itself is not
Yeah.
implemented, right? So I'm gonna go up in here and give you a failing test that's very similar to the one that we wrote before, and I'm gonna let you make it pass. Go ahead, Brian. It's your turn.
No, let's
Switching
push.
over to your screen. Yep, yep, yep.
Oh, let me just try and change the resolution on this screen again. I hope it does. I worked this morning, so I'm hoping it'll work again.
Okay, I hope that machine doesn't go.
Hey,
For,
there we go.
yep, for the people following us, in that series, Brian upgraded his library to, sorry, his operating system to Windows 11, and every time he tries to change the resolution, it just restarts on them. So, a little bit of a heads up for Windows developers out there. We're having some trouble over there in Australia.
It's all good today after I've rebooted my machine a few times, so I'm thinking it was just a
Yeah.
glitch. Okay, so I just did a sync, so I should have a
Okay.
branch here to get.
Yeah, and the
Just do,
branch is called Foundation Virtualizations Get Page Size. There it is.
uh,
Not this one. Try remotes.
yeah,
There it is. Last
yeah.
one.
So awesome. I got code today. I didn't have to restart.
Yay. uh-huh.
It's pretty simple. Did you want that to be fat
Ah,
arrow?
yeah, let's fat arrow this, but there's a little bit more to it than that because we still need to update the page size based on what we loaded the page with. So now there's another work that this load first page is gonna be doing. But let's fat arrow this for now. This is a great idea.
Yep. Yep.
Nice. Mhm.
Okay, so we need to.
Yeah.
To.
Yeah, now we're not gonna need to scope this one. Now we can't just, so
Yeah.
after that yeah, I'll let you do it. Go ahead, go ahead. Mhm.
Yeah. So I guess we need to store this. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's one idea for you, Brian. Instead of having the try catch inside your method, do Control Z and try to create the block after the fat arrow after the try catch.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'm with you.
So yeah, I get it. So you want me to put the code in here?
Yes, 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 please. Yes, please.
Yeah. Basically something like this.
Yeah, yep.
We so what
Now
have I
you
got
need a
wrong here?
return. Now you need a
Yeah.
return because
Yeah.
you scoped. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Here we go. All right. And what else? I don't know, maybe the try catch, maybe you don't need the return try catch. If you move the try catch all the way up and keep the fat arrow, now the try catch is not part of the body of the function. Just a thought.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
You need you still need that closing parenthesis. Yep.
Yep.
And then I
Oh,
think we need to lose one closing squiggly.
yep.
Yep.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, that should do the trick, I think.
I don't know. It looks a bit ugly, but yeah. Okay. Just
If you move the fat arrow up next to the page size, the first fat arrow, yep, if you move it
yep.
up by one and then take that try catch down by one and then select all of them and do shift tap, like move everything back by one. Yep.
I see.
That's it. That's how I would do it. And then one extra line between return and the line above it.
Okay.
So that's it. That's how I would do it. Yep. Okay, that should make the test pass. Let's see. I hope so. I hope so.
Where's my test
Yep.
going?
Here we go. Nice. All right. Now this time after you commit this one for passing, now you're gonna give me a failing test. And this time we want to do something very similar, but get current position. But let's just commit this one first and then see. Do you have the test name for this one?
Yeah, just trying to. I get a bit. It's yeah. It just throws me out with the size of the screen.
I know exactly what you mean. Imagine like I try to do sometimes like a 2 hour kind of session and everything is just so large. And now when I go back to everything being the normal size, now I'm thinking why everything is so small. It gets a little trippy. Yep.
It's this test here, wasn't it?
Yep. It's this one right here. Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
Yep. So now we want to modify that test a little bit, Brian. I want you to go and say, well, in addition to get current, well, first of all, let's define a new variable that's called expected start at. Or should we call it expected position rather? Because that's what the method is going to be called. Expected position. Or what do you call it, Brian? Offset. What do you want to call it?
Really, it's just a
position is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be the same as input start at. That would be our guy. for
Mhm.
now. Mhm. Now, my friend, we need to go and create an in the interface for our service. We need to create get current position. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Just,
writing the code for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so there's that, and then let's update the interface as well because that's really what we're feeding off of.
Mhm.
The uh, nice, nice. Very nice. All right. And then I don't know. We don't need the private class member yet because the test doesn't that would be my thing, but we need to get the reference for this. I was
Yeah.
expecting that the system would already be there with all of these parameters that we're using. Okay,
Mhm.
now let's jump back to the test real quick and see if that's really the case with the actual. Maybe we still
So,
need to update the test, Brian. Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, this is the node, and then we probably need the logic part in our test.
Well, yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I know
Thanks.
it's a very different pattern. I'm with you.
Thanks for
It's
being so patient with me.
oh, no worries. No worries. I got you. I got you. No worries. Okay. Okay, so what is that now? We need an actual position. So that will go just the same way we did the actual page size. So if you look at if you scroll down by one, do you see this actual page size? We need something very similar to that, but it will be
Yep.
actual position. Yeah, actual.
Yeah. I'm having a bad day.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. No, no, you're not. As long as you're coding and having fun, that's it. uh,
This dot.
mhm. Service and get current position.
Perfect. Whoops.
Yep, you're fine. Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Nice, Brian. And now let's just validate. Let's just go and say, hey, are these values making sense? And that's all.
The actual position should be. It says,
We're not doing anything anymore. I'm telling you,
I
our
just have to
jobs
know
are
how to
going
press tab.
away.
I'm now a tab programmer.
The tab programming language. Okay, we should fail. Let's send it home. Let's see. Oh my God, Brian. I don't know what's gonna happen like 10 years from now. There will be no programming. You're gonna think thoughts and it's gonna write software for you.
There we go.
All right. All right, send it over. I'll take that one. I should have probably given the branch a little bit more generic name, but that's okay. You know,
Get changes. We
yeah, yep, that's the guy. Nice. Thank you, sir. My turn. Let's go back to this guy. And I'm gonna pull your changes down here. Here we go. And let's just make sure that we have the test failing for all good reasons in the world. Here we go. And this guy is basically saying not implemented. Where is it not implemented in this position exactly? Wonderful. So let me go here and just do this. This dot, and I think current position is not defined yet. So private, you went current position. That's my guy. And then here current dot just return current position. And it would probably make more sense even chronologically if I went and said load the page, start with the position, and then the last thing would be the page size. What do you think about that order? That makes more
Yep.
sense, right? So I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to make sure also the interface confirms, but also additionally, the same thing in here. So this is current position dot start at. So that's the current position here. And then on the interface in here, we basically want to go and say, so load page, get current position first. and then there's all that good stuff. Control KE will take care of the nonsense that we have in terms of uh, and you know what? I'm wondering if this is small enough that it would just fit in here. Yeah, I think. What do you think? That would fit, right?
Yeah,
That would be okay.
I was
Okay.
I was just being consistent. You're dropping them all onto a
Oh,
second line,
for
so
the dropping, I
uh,
don't mind either way. I think this is okay
yes,
too.
uh,
You know, it keeps things precise. Yeah, whatever, either way is fine. See, this is what I like about Visual Studio though. See that extra space? I see that
mm,
stuff. More often than ever, I'd see things like, so you're doing this. I see like the people that do this nice stuff, and more often than ever, I see people that have their code doing this.
yeah.
And I'm like, what
Control
you got
KD.
yeah, what you got going on here, And you're making extra space, just
I don't
I
know
don't
if you
know.
noticed, but every time I type something, I normally finish by pressing Control KD just to tidy the code. So
Yep,
that
control.
just
Yep,
yeah,
yep. Control KD, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I also usually my friends are Control KD and Control KE or that little broom down here. A friend of
yeah,
mine, Roberto, he told me about this one. I think this is where I learned KE from. And I think
hmm
they're programmable too, Brian. I think you can actually go and change whatever. Anyway, so
yep,
let's go and run this real quick. Nice. There you go. So that basically should take care of this piece here. Here we go. So this one here is a pass. Wonderful. Maybe I can pass in one more one. We could at least scratch the surface on one more functionality. And here's the one I'm thinking. I'm thinking here, get next, right? Functionality.
hmm
So I'm gonna go here and say, give me this. I'm gonna put this in here. iQueryable T, and then in here basically I'll say retrieve next page. Right? And this guy doesn't have anything. It just
hmm It,
it already knows all the information. What do you think?
it should yeah, that's fine, and it should be working on the properties that we're going to be putting in the virtualization service. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So retrieve
Mm.
next page. I'm gonna put a failing test for it. What do you think? Something like this. And the expectation here, my friend, would be something to the effect of, let me just write a test for it first, and then we'll see. In here, I'm just gonna go here and say fact, and I'm gonna go here and say public void should retrieve next page. Now here's the
hmm
fun part about all of this. We're gonna basically initialize, right? And then we're gonna mock against the list of items that would correspond to the particular values that we're passing in terms of incrementation. So here's the thing that I'm saying. In here, I'm gonna say random start at. That's my start at. I'm gonna say get random number. So great. And then random uint. I keep writing unit because my brain random page size. So we'll say get random positive number. Okay, we have these two. And then I can go here and say, well, uint input start at, and that input start at will be the random start at, like this. And this is input page size. That will be the random page size like this. And then my expectation here is that um, so so the next position, the equation here is that the start at plus one is the equivalent of plus C really is basically like the next page is the start at plus the page size. Is that
hmm
right?
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
So I
Yeah.
can go up in here and say something to uint expected, right? Expected start at, and this expected start at will be, my friend, the input start at plus input
Input.
page size,
Yep.
right? So now I can actually go here and say, well, this dot my data source mock setup, and then there's my broker dot take skip, And this next guy, the one I care about, because that's the one I really want to verify that it returns the right data, is going to be the expected start at plus the page size. The page size will stay the same. Now I just want to return, no, you're fine. iQueryable,
Excuse me.
you're fine. So this is object in here. I think this, we made it with an object. And I basically said retrieved next page. And this will be here, create random iQueryable. So here's our guy. That's one. And then in here, I want to go and say iQueryable object expected expected next page. It's basically the exact same next page. So now I can go here and say this is the retrieved. So that's my given. And then my when in here is to basically go and say, give me the first run. So this is this dot service, and I really don't care about what comes back. So this is load first page, and this is input start at and input page size. And then after that, this iQueryable here of object, this is the one I care about. Expected. Did it just say expected next page? Oh my lord. Look at this. Man, what is this thing? You know, it
It's
keeps getting smarter and
scary.
smarter. It's scary. I'm telling you, this thing is weird. You know, seriously, man, this is weird.
Cue the X-Files music.
You're right. You know, you're right. You're right. Oh my Lord. You know, anyway, actually, this is actual next page, actually. And then let's see here if we can go and say then. So this actual next page should be equivalent to expected next page. And that means I just want to verify that this particular one was called, so there's the first one in here. And this one I care about actually is the input first, input start at, and input page size, and I want to know that this one has been called once, even though I don't care what it returned because it's outside of the scope of this. For all intents and purposes, it could return anything, and it doesn't impact my work here in
we've
any
got
way.
we've got a
Uh-huh.
previous test that covers it. We're not really
Exactly.
going to. Yeah.
I found out that scoping is one of the hardest things. Like, I have some engineers that would come and tell me, hey, but the inputs have to be exactly the same, and this particular dependency doesn't throw that kind of exception. I said, stay focused on the actual purpose of your test, because that's really what's gonna tell you, what's going on. So anyway, this expected start at, and then at the very end here, I want to go and say any mocks that I have beyond this point should have no other calls has been called. Ooh, we got through it. So I passed in some stuff. I'm basically going saying for this particular one, you're going to return expected next page. And then I want to make sure that what comes out of next page is exactly what is supposed to happen here. This one should fail. And then Brian, technically the implementation of this should be pretty
Yeah, it's
straightforward. We'll see.
it's
Yeah.
much the same as the previous one. So I'm just doing an
Yes.
increment before we start. So
Yes. Ooh, you just reminded me of something. I'm gonna let you write this in the next failing test where we verify that the current position has been updated to match the expected start at. What do you think about that? You know
yep.
what? You know what? I'm gonna throw it in there just for funsies. So I'm gonna go here and say you went expected actual start at actual position, and then this is virtual, and then get current position. And this guy is gonna go and say, hey, expected position, current position should also
Mm.
be the, what do you think? Expected start at, what do you think?
I'm thinking maybe this should be part of the previous test because
This
it should be
previous test
updating
here? This,
because it should be updating the position after it does a take.
oh,
Just a thought.
wouldn't the increment be the responsibility of the get next page? Not this guy. Like not load for it, it won't increment for you. This one will.
Yeah, I just thinking anytime we return from the database, we should be updating the position, shouldn't we? Every time we do a call, because we've
After
now got
you've
a new.
retrieved, after you've
Yeah.
retrieved?
Mm.
Why? Maybe you don't want to move further.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? Okay, let's try it this way. So I'm gonna go here
Yeah.
and say get current page, get current position, and I'm gonna go and say also just to, extra validation is to go and say make sure that this function doesn't monkey around with um, the value of the size in any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna go here and say in here would be expected page size, current page size, and this will be the same as input page size. And I'm gonna go down here and do the same thing. I'm just gonna go here and say I want to make sure that this function is not doing any this actual page size equal this dot virtualization service dot get page size like this, which basically means that um, actual position should be equivalent to expected position, actual current position rather. Should be because it's just a value. It doesn't need to be equivalent because there's no references here to worry about. And then also, and this should be actual current position. And this here actual page size should be expected page size. Yep, tab programming language. There you go. And then let's run this. Let's run this and get all kinds of errors in the world. So this guy's saying a method is not implemented. Here you go, Brian. Have fun. Here's a failing test for you. Fail. There you go. Okay, sir. You're it.
No worries. Hold
Switching
on.
over to you now. Okay, there you go. Oh, nice. You increase the font. Thank you so much. This is perfect. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so we've got the test. Yep.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, just close this down because
Yep.
how come you got more real estate than I do? That's not fair.
I'm gonna have to ship you one of these 49-inch mugs. That's the only way we could pair. It's a requirement.
I'll be I'll be in that. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we at? What are we doing? So
Yeah, so we need to implement this get next page thing. So let's see how that works. Yeah.
so we did the calculation first, I guess. This dot
Yes,
current position.
that's right.
Yeah. Should we just do a plus equals?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. I'm okay with that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen the bang bang like question exclamation mark exclamation mark? I have yet to play around with this one, but it's basically a null check. I'll show it to you later. Sorry, this is irrelevant to this.
Yeah. So at that point, do we then basically,
You just call take skip. That's it.
Yeah. Basically, this line here, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Nice. Nice. Yep. That should do it. That should do the trick.
Mm-hmm. So we do a test.
Yeah, let's run the test. Let's see. Man, I love programming when it makes sense.
Oh, good.
Yay! There you go. Should retrieve next page. How
Yeah.
easy is that? We're just giving people an API that does all the magic for them underneath. This way, our UI side will be really a dummy terminal. It just doesn't know
Mm-hmm.
any better, other than basically just just handling this. Okay. Do you want to give me one failing test on a service exception that can be generated from the retrieval? It should be very, very similar to the service exception test that we did on the load first page.
So,
Oh, Brian, you want to go into nice, nice. Wait, what did you just do? How did you do this? Wait a
it's a.
second. Did you
So
program that in? Go ahead.
I did. I did. It's a little snippet. I'll pass
Nice.
it. I'll pass it on later. So
Nice. Untap. Okay. Show offs. Nice. Nice. So here's the deal. Why don't you move this over to the exceptions test instead?
oh,
Just
oh,
an
sorry.
idea. Yeah, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
You get to do it again. You get to show people one more trick. All right, here we go.
Where is it? There we go.
There it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Fact. There you go. Nice.
now I should throw. What are we throwing?
Hit throw service exception on retrieve next page. If service error occurs, that's it.
Just that, or if
If
we need to
service
say.
error occurs, yeah. We have to tell it why, kind of.
Yeah.
So here's one for you after this one. You probably wanna fix the word except. You already know. So exception.
I do this all
I
the
am so glad. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one in that club, and I have a habit of instead of throw, I always say Thor. And
Yeah.
people are like, okay, we get it. You're a Marvel fan. Move on.
I, in kindergarten, they made me sit on my left hand for a reason.
Nice. All right. Yeah, so feel free to see what I did up there. We basically just faked an injury really. We just went and said, "Hey, give me some start at some." If you literally take this entire code and replace literally all of it and just replace the the only thing I think you're gonna have to change is just literally just the call, the actual win section.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything else I think should technically just work just fine. Yes, sir. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
That would be get next page or retrieve
Yeah.
next page.
Yeah.
And I think I lied.
Whoops.
I think you don't even need some. No, 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 you're fine. Retrieve next page. But I think I
Yeah,
don't
we don't
think you
need
need the
to.
parameters either.
No.
So that's even simpler, right?
Yes,
So
so we
if
don't
you
need.
yeah, if you get rid of all that sum stuff, yeah, yes, sir. That's it.
Yep.
Nice. That's a failing test.
Do we run the test? Make sure it
Of course.
fails.
That would be the thing I would do. I have this buddy of mine. I love him to death. He's a great friend. And what he just kind of likes to kind of, tease me when he goes and says, "Let's just assume it failed." And I'm like, "Why, man? Why do you do that to me?" Like, what's wrong with that? Take a leap of faith, man. Let's just go for it. That's the thing I love about pair programming. You get to kind of see the full picture this way. All right. So I got all the stuff. You sent it over.
Yep.
Okay, my turn. Okay. You're making me work now. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, my turn. All right. Let me take this here. And let's run this. Let's see what's going on. Here's the one test that you have. Nice. Okay, let me just take up, if that's okay with you, I'll take in these empty lines, and there's one extra line in here, and that should be it. I'm gonna go and say code rub, just remove extra lines. So that's one, and then I'm gonna go and actually make it work. So I'm gonna go back here. Let's see, actually, take skip action. I think we want to call this retrieve next page action. I lied to you. I told you it's gonna be exactly the same, but I wasn't truthful. I was
Mm.
bad. Okay, so let's go here into the function itself. And lucky for us, because the signature of this one is exactly the same, the delegate will be able to handle this
Yep.
case as well, which is wonderful. So let's do that. Let's go all the way down here. Let's do a fat arrow. And let's pull that back here. Control K E. That should be just fine. And then I'm gonna run all of this party here and see what's going on. I think it's gonna pass. Yay! What do you think about that? This is
Awesome.
fantastic. This is such a fun thing to do. Okay, so now I get to go back here and say, yeah, we did handle the service exception in here for this case. Pass. And I think we could this is a good stopping point. What do you think? Do you
Yep.
think that's a good
Yep.
stopping point? Are you noticing like how we're kind of moving a bit faster and
Fast.
faster as our sessions are evolving, and
Yeah,
and
we're
there's
becoming a bit more accustomed to each other's techniques. So yeah.
yes, this is and this is what I really like about pair programming is that you get to kind of get to know people on a very specific sphere. Only
Mm.
0.23% of the population of the world can understand that. It's like we have our own
Mm.
language kind of thing.
Mhm.
But more importantly, we get to kind of get used to each other's styles and all that, which is really cool. Foundations, retrieve, actually, get page current
Just
position.
just before
Hmm.
we close, if you come back to my screen, I'll show the viewers the snippet that I wrote. I just opened it
Yes,
up on
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
So,
Position, page size, and next page. Man, we
we'll
did quite a
share.
bit of work today. All right, back to you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just simply got it here on the page. So this is a snippet. So snippets are written in XML. So it's
Nice,
very, very simple. Yeah. So it's just got a function that passes in the name. That's it. Yeah.
nice. And
I'll
and
try
where do you
and
and where do you add it? Do you add it to the project itself or?
so Control K, Control B brings up this, and then you import it into your yep, just import it into your snippet.
Nice. Control K, Control B.
Yep, and then you'll
Nice.
yeah, then you import your snippets. Yep. So I imported that one here. I was only playing around with it, so I called it. Yep.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Brian. All
No
right.
worries. I'll try
Go
and
back.
give that to. I'll pass that file through to you so we can share that somehow.
Yes, please. Yes, please, please.
Yeah.
And these little things, I'm thinking about even making like another series with you. It's like Visual Studio, tips and tricks. Just
Mm-hmm.
here's some things that we do on daily basis. We use, and people could actually benefit from. But it's all as usual. It's nothing as impactful as actually doing it while you're pairing. So anyway, I'm just looking at all the work that we did here. This is pretty solid, and we added in. This is truly test driven pure approach kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna merge this in. And what do you think? We should start tomorrow looking into the actual component. What do you think about that?
Yep. Sounds exciting. Yep.
I'm gonna start doing base components and building the component itself and start using BUnit. I know Eagle is gonna be super happy to see his library
Yeah.
going everywhere and anywhere. That, like I said to you, don't give a preacher a microphone. And you teach me a programming language. I'm gonna be telling everyone. I'm gonna be talking to the rubber duck, the rubber ducky. Just telling everyone. Anyway, Brian, as usual, this has been fun. I hope people are having fun looking at our sessions and learning from them. I know I got a lot of feedback from some people, for a lot of people, talking about, how important this is and how helpful it is. It'll be very, very visible, even better when we start showing people the final product, right? When we give
Yes.
people say, hey, here's the integration that you can do, and here's the work that you can do. This is going to be the ultimate goal for this. As usual,
Yeah.
sir. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm looking forward at the end to demonstrating some very practical uses for it, including showing some tricks with auto mapper and stuff to
I have a feeling
eliminate
it's
them.
gonna be really soon.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, sir. Anything else you want to tell the people before we close off?
No, I'm good. Thank you. And yeah,
Thank you so
thanks
much,
again for your
Ryan.
time.
As it's really fun hanging out with you, sir, and I look forward to getting this done with you. You have a wonderful day, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.